What's going on, good people? What is going on? Y'all know what time it is. It is Wind Down Wednesday. And y'all know what we about to be doing up in this mug up in here. You know what we about to be doing in here and here and here. Oh my Lord Jesus. There go my brother. What's up, brother? What's up,
What up,
people?
sis?
Chilling. Trying to make this thing happen, trying to do what it do, you know, trying to go at a slow pace, but yet maintain and do what I need to do. And y'all can't be freezing up on the sister, because we got some talk to talk about. There you go. See, they got to get it right. I get it. We got technology, is something else. It's good to have. Glad we got it. But y'all know how technology is. Sometimes it works, sometimes
There
it
we
don't.
go. It's got a mind of its own.
A mind of its own. A mind of its own. What's going on, sis?
What's up? What's up? How you doing? How you feeling on this Wednesday?
On this Wednesday, it's a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day. No complaints. I'm good. Life is good. God is good. It's just all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
I hear you.
I'm glad to be amongst the living.
I hear you.
Amongst the exactly. Cheers.
I'm winding down with something a little frothy, a little.
That's
rolling.
all right. Go on. What else in there? Some Tito.
A little something.
A little something for the people. That's what we do.
For the wind down. You know what I'm saying?
For the wind down. It is Wednesday and it is hump day.
For sure. I loved your photo shoot.
Well, thank you. James Johnson is the one that took those photos.
Our guy. Yes.
Yes, our guy. He did a phenomenal job. I really, I try to support people as much as I possibly can, by any means, especially if they're African Americans or if they're a close friend of mine. I try to support them, or a close friend of Courtney's, somebody that's, doing something. If I can help them, or if I have to direct them to somebody else, or that's what I try to do.
All about positive. We all about
positivity and helping others.
Yep.
Which is what we do. So, support. So that's what, he did that. And I'm really, he did a great job. I thought he did a good job. So I can't wait for our next one.
It was fierce.
We're doing another one. And the other one is going to be, it's going to be when I'm, all dressed up and cute and, in
all decked out. All decked out.
Showing the real figure, and all that. So I got to do that. So it was good. He did a good job. I was happy to do it. Not too particular about going downtown because parking is horrible. But for the most part, it was a good shoot. It was a good photo shoot.
That made it work.
We made it work. We made it work. We stopped traffic a couple of times just to get a good picture, but don't tell nobody.
It be like that.
It's like that sometimes. So we definitely, I definitely appreciate him. And if anybody's looking for him, James Johnson is his name. Look him up on IG or Facebook, or go to my page and you'll see him on there. So thank you very much for the compliment. So how's life with the Arnold family?
Oh, we good. We hanging in there. Losing, knowing, and seeing a lot of people that's passing to COVID, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, love on the folks that's here.
Yeah.
And
look at that man.
Thanks for tuning in. You've been missing. I can't. You've been missing.
Back. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I got Akeem.
Definitely. But I was just saying that. Just celebrate, just be excited, and those people that are around you, stay close to them, stay connected to those that you can,
right?
Whether it's virtual, because of COVID, but it's a lot of people that's losing their lives, and people are just dropping left and right. So we just gotta be for every little bit we got.
They are. I unfortunately had lost. Matter of fact, I lost 2 cousins in the last 2 weeks or so. I had to do a trip. I had to go to New Jersey, turn around and come right back in less than 24 hours. My second cousin, but he was like a brother, grew up with us and was in the same household and all of that stuff. He gave me away at my wedding. And
Wow.
he named his first daughter, he named after me. So it's been difficult. And then I got another phone call just last week, because the day is Wednesday. Got a phone call over the weekend or something that my cousin in California passed away. So it's very difficult. Times are
Yeah.
challenging, but we definitely have to do what we have to do. I stay going on Facebook jail. You need to stay out of Facebook jail and just come on. We get telling the truth, but you stay out of Facebook jail, Akeem, so you can join us.
It's definitely not worth it for him.
No, not whatever you're saying, it ain't working for you. So we have been missing you. But stay out of Facebook jail, because the people need you.
And it ain't worth getting into it with those folks. They gonna believe what they gonna believe.
And they gonna say and do what they want to say and believe what they want to believe. So I agree with that, sis. I agree with that. What's going on, Kelly Prather? Kelly Prather,
Hey.
I'm running for the mayor of Cincinnati. The only
Yes.
black female, if I'm not mistaken, she is the only black female that's running for the mayor's office. Good luck to you, girl. Good luck.
Mhm.
We cheering for you. We up over here cheering for Kelly Prather. So
That's right.
make sure y'all pay attention to what's going on out there and listen to her and what she's gonna do and how she's gonna go about doing it. But yeah, Kelly, we support you wholeheartedly. Yeah, you're welcome.
Of course, that's what we do. That's what we do here at Tucker. We keep it 1,000.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you the best sound advice we can. We're not licensed, but we just living. That's it.
Yeah, we're telling you from experience, not just from our experience, from other people's experience that we've been around. So just be cognizant of your surroundings and pay attention to everything. And with that being said, since we all like reading and we all enjoy, we got to keep up now since COVID has us in such a disarray. We can't go anywhere. Cities and states are shut down at certain hours. We got a new president and new vice president.
Right.
Some things will change, but then yet some things will remain the same. The thing about, we're going to talk about it tonight. We're going to talk about a whole lot of stuff, but let's talk about it. But one thing in particular is that, this bill that he has put out there, he signed off on a bill. It hadn't passed yet. And, they hadn't said okay yet, but I know it's causing some problems around the country. The bill is the transgender bill that he's passing for transgenders to play sports.
Right.
And I get it. I was talking to somebody on the phone and they was like, all this liberation stuff and all of this equality stuff. And now he was like, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. I was like, I'm not going to hurt you. You can say what you want to say. Why do women, women always feel like they want to be equal and, equal this and equal that. You want to fit in, you want to do this and want to do that. I said, well, it depends on what it is. At the end of the day, honestly, women will never be equal to a man. We would never stand on equal grounds to a man because there'll be some man that's always want to keep us down. Somebody always want to push us back, or hold our coattails. It's like I look at Kelly Prather, who's running for mayor.
Right.
It's just like people question her, why are you running for mayor? Why don't you be a council member? Once again, men will never be equal to a man, and yet we're still fighting for equality. But if you are a man and you decide you want to change your sex so you can play on the girls' basketball team, or for whatever reason, but you are allowed to now play on is that fair? Is that an advantage or a disadvantage for the team that you're playing with and the team that you're playing against? I mean,
it's a tough call to make. I personally do not agree with it, and I don't. And some may disagree with me. Some may want to bash, and that's fine. I don't agree with it just simply because it makes it challenging for everyone else because You think about being in the locker room with all females, and you're a male, but you're switching over to be a female. That's not what you are. You know what I mean? And so that makes it challenging and maybe some uncomfortable for some, maybe not for all, but for some.
Right.
And this whole thing just makes me think about how they were doing the bathrooms. Remember, we had talked about some time ago about the transgender bathrooms, or how they change up the restrooms. Like my daughter, who is only 13, could be in the restroom with a boy that's now goes, that now identifies as a girl, and that's a complicated issue to me. Um,
Very.
as a child, but even being as an adult, like how as a woman would I feel coming out of the bathroom about to wash my hands, and it's a man next to me, you know what I mean, washing his hands, but he identifies as a female. Like there's a reason why it's separated. There's a reason
And
why it's separated.
but to have that in the sports, they have already came to the conclusion that they're going to be transgenders, transgender bathrooms, transgender whatever. Now you're trying to do a transgenders being able to play sports and pretty much any kind of sport.
And that's fine if that's personally what you want to do. But my issue is that you are forcing what your belief is, or what your identity is, what you identify as, off on others, and that to me is not cool. If that's what you want to be, that's fine. That's just like me saying I love red Sandy. You gotta love red Sandy. I love red, so you gotta love red. You know what I mean? Like that. That's not. I mean, that's a general statement, but that's not okay to me to force off what it is that you feel or how you identify. I don't have to be comfortable with that, but they're making us. You know what I mean? They're making us be comfortable with it.
Now, at the end of the day, let me just say to you and everybody else, if an individual decides that they want to change their gender or their sex,
Personal preference.
even the color of their skin, because we've seen what's the baseball player? He changed the color. He played for the Chicago Cubs. I can't think of his name right now. He used to be fine as wine. And he changed the whole total color of his skin. I don't have a problem with someone wanting to change their gender. That is totally
That
fine.
is perfect. I don't need to. That's personal. That's personal preference.
That's your decision. But
Yes.
what I do have a problem with is if my child, if she wanted to do that. No, but let me take this back. I'm fine with that too. If I don't believe a girl who wants to change her gender to a male should be allowed to be on the football field and take the hits that normal. Sammy Sosa, thank you, Tanya. That's his name, Sammy Sosa, because he was fine as wine and he was just the color of my skin. He was my color, but he totally changed his whole complexion around, and that's fine. That's okay. But what I don't want is, and what I'm not going to agree to, and I probably won't ever agree to it, is a girl changing her gender. That's fine. She can do that. But what I'm not agreeing to is that she put her body out there on the football field because she want to play football with the boys. Now, let's just keep it real. You cannot. My body can't take the hits.
Oh, definitely not.
Body can take.
Not at all.
It cannot take those crushing hits from the helmet and the shoulder pad.
Right. It's not meant to.
I would not be as strong as a male. I don't care how many steroid shots I take.
Nope.
I'm not gonna ever be. My bones are not as strong and thick as a man. So why would anybody want to allow a female, because that's really what it is,
right,
get out there on the football field because they,
change their identity.
They made their identity change with being a male, from a female to a male. I just don't see that even happening. I think in some places it is, but I have to figure out where. I know I see girls, like you look at the girl in Vanderbilt. She was a kicker.
Mm-hmm.
First, he made history in football, period, all around the world, in NFL, in Pee Wee, all of that. She made history. She kicked the field goal. She punched the ball off or something. But she was the first female to ever do that. She had on the full shoulder pads. She had on the whole suit, but she didn't change her gender. She didn't change her identity. She was still identified as a female, but she was not out there taking the hits. We talking about they want you when you switch, when you do the whole switch, when you change, period. They want that female to be allowed to get out there on that football field because now she's deciding she want to be a man. They want to say, yeah, let her play football. I just don't agree with that. I don't agree.
I don't agree with it. I don't think it's a good idea. I'm not saying it's not a good idea to express who you are. That's fine. Like I said, that's personal. But like you said, it becomes a different ball game. It becomes a totally different ball game when, like you said, you're out there on the field, you suited up, you in helmet, you in shoulder pad. Hey,
What's up,
OJ,
OJ?
it's a well-born experience.
The well-born experience. All the people's in the house tonight. You know, let us know how you feel about this transgender in sports. Now, we ain't got no issue with you changing your sex. That's fine. Nobody has a problem with that.
That's personal.
But when you get out on the football field or you trying to play basketball, I just don't think that's right. I don't think you should be doing that. Stay in your lane, as they say.
And then not even just that, I look at it across the board. Like, what about when it comes to dating? Like, what about when you're just out in the real world, period? Like, that's something that a person should know, because a lot of people have been attacked physically, mentally, emotionally, because they have decided to change, because they have decided to do different or be different.
Yep.
You have to give those who are not knowledgeable of what you're doing. Like, you have to, if you're going to do that, you have to be upfront in all aspects, not just in playing sports, but just period in life. You know what I mean? And be ready for the negative or the backlash or the disagreement that you may get, because that's not the norm.
I don't have to worry about all that stuff because my baby ain't playing sports. You know, she grown now. I don't have to worry about that. Otis said all he can say is that he agree. We appreciate that. We appreciate
that.
Yeah, that's right. We appreciate you saying you agree. My whole thing is that, you know, I don't have to worry about the fact that, you know, my daughter be out there playing with somebody that decided to change their gender, you know, on paper or whatever, because I don't care how you do it. But my thing is that I said I'm 5'5", and listen at my dog. Y'all hear my dog? I'm 5'5".
He got an opinion too.
Yeah, he said he ain't on all that. He ain't on all that. Stand by. I don't know. I hope ain't no. It's probably somebody dropping off a package.
He went crazy. No, he had an opinion. He had something he had to say. That's all.
Probably the UPS man. They'll ring the doorbell again if they really need me. But you know, normally I don't answer my doorbell because people don't come to my house unexpectedly. Ain't no surprises over here.
I know that's right.
We ain't doing that. So what? I'm 5'5". So if I'm on a basketball court and I got a guy that's 6'5", still, or 6'2", but still in the physique as a his body is still a male. It's still a male. His bones are still made from genetics of a male.
Right.
I'm up here trying to. I mean, how much space and time am I gonna get to the basket to try to make it without them either knocking me down, blocking my shot, you know, because the height and the size is just too big. It's too much. Why would you want that unevenness out on anybody's playing field? I just don't see how. I don't think it's going to pass. It's just a bill that he signed off on. But I don't think it's going to pass. I don't think people.
Even you think about a male that's a male not going as a female. You know what I mean? Um, you know, doing some things that, you know, women would normally do, you know, from um I mean a lot of all of the sports are unisex now
Right.
basically. But
Exactly.
you said, did you hear about the track runner in Connecticut? No, talk to us about it. I have not.
Well, I saw a little bit about it. That's the article I sent you and brother.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I did. I think that. Okay.
I saw a little bit about it, but that's the case in point. Case in point. Um, I still feel like it's uneven. It's not because men are much
It's a
stronger and some
disadvantage.
are faster.
It's a disadvantage.
It's a total disadvantage. You know, it's like that's just like Usain Bolt all of a sudden deciding he wants to now be a female. And then you put him out there on the track field with women. Who you think gonna win?
He is bigger, stronger, faster.
And that's right. There you go. They finished first, and the girls finished second. So that's not
It's just
fair.
unfair. It's unfair.
It's a like you said earlier, sis. It's a disadvantage. It's
Yep.
no advantage. I see no advantage in it. I get the equal rights. Trust me, I get it. We fight. That's just like I'd never be a white woman. Ain't no way in Sam Hill I'm gonna be a white woman. And
Ever.
and there's a lot of people say white people have more privileges than we do.
Right.
So why am I'd never be white. I'm never gonna be a man. Even if I decide to change my gender, I would never be a man because I'm a woman. My body parts, my bones, my everything would pretty much still be a woman. It's not fair to those that have been struggling and trying to do this forever. You got a kid that's been running track for years, years. Now all of a sudden this guy want to change, or vice versa. You know, the same thing. Girls will never come in first place on a male's track field. It just won't happen. It won't happen.
It's
They're
just,
not
it's
fast.
just,
They're not
and
fast.
you can take. I mean, you can do all of the changes, like I said, but it's just not
Good
exactly
point.
prime example.
Good
Yes,
point. Good
yes,
point. I don't care. Once again, I don't care how many steroids you take.
yep.
I don't care how much testosterone you try to inject in your body. There is no way in Sam Hill anybody should be
Testosterone.
competing. Testosterone or estrogen. I don't care which one
There
it is.
you go. Yeah, you're right.
You can put it
It's a,
all in your body. It
yeah.
ain't it's not gonna make it fair.
Mm-mm.
It's just not gonna make it fair. So do I agree with the transgender sports? No, I do not.
I do
I
not agree. Mm-mm.
I do not at all. Like I said, we already got now the cheerleaders love them to death. Now I love my cheerleader, and that's fine. That's cool. That's fine and dandy because now you still want to be a cheerleader and you're still doing what you want to do, but you know you still got the feminine ways, but you hadn't changed your sex. You still a male, so you doing your cheers and you know tossing and turning and flipping. What's That's fine. But then
Mm-hmm.
to go and change your whole sex to just play football or to run track or to play basketball against the opposite sex that you were, I just don't find it. This just not it, to me. It doesn't. It's not right. I just don't think it's right. I just don't. But it
Yeah, I'm gonna
yet
stick with.
remains to be seen.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with unfair disadvantage.
And it's we all for equality. I'm all for it. And I love fighting for women. I love making sure that we got what we need. I'll fight for us all day long. But this part right here, I can't. It's not fair. It's unfair. It's a disadvantage on both ends. Whether it's male or female, it's a total disadvantage.
That's true.
We are here talking about it, good people. Feel free to say what you want to say. But for those that don't know, I got my second vaccination.
Yeah.
So
Talk to us about the first one.
I have been vaccinated. Here go Otis. Otis said he had to cut a person out because,
It's the
woo.
bad. Hey, it
Well,
get heavy.
you should have told them to tune in tonight.
Listen,
Because
we would have loved to hear what they had to say.
I would have loved to have debated with them.
You
But you
know
have
it.
to look when you're talking to people about certain things, you got to look at the source. You got to look at the person. You got to see who it's coming from. And what stake do they have in it themselves? Because a lot of times people have a certain stake in it,
Right.
or they know somebody that's trying to do that or making an attempt to do that, which makes them very passionate about the
Yep.
conversation.
Yep.
So look at the source. Otis, you should have told them to. You never know what we talking about, though. We talk about
Yeah,
stuff
you
every
know,
week.
you gotta just hit us up, inbox
Yeah,
us,
you
or
just
text
got
us or something like, "Hey, what y'all talking about today?" Because
right. Matter of fact, you
yeah.
can hit them up now and tell them to tune in because we're talking about it. Hey, what's going on, Red?
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Yes, you're right. Agree to disagree respectfully.
That's
That's
right.
right.
We do, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you can have debates. You can have debates. Just don't let that debate get out of control. Don't let it get out of hand because you can't change the way somebody feels.
Not at all.
There's no way you're gonna be able to change the way somebody feels or their thought process. So
Right.
if somebody is okay with their child changing, let's look at Dwayne Wade. If he's
Yeah.
okay with his son changing his gender to be a female, is he okay with his son now trying to get out there playing basketball on the girls' team? I mean, I want to know that.
Right.
That's what I want to know. Is it an
That's what I
advantage?
might want to know.
That's what I want to know. Is it an advantage or a disadvantage for his son? Who's now has turned his changed around and now he's a female or trying to be a female. How would he feel about his son trying to play basketball?
So here's my whole thing
Girl.
about this whole, because I was thinking about this earlier. I'm just like, this is kind of crazy that we say that a child is a minor until 18, right? And so if they're a minor at 18 and their parents basically have to make the decision for them, how is it that it's okay, or it's, oh, my child knows if they want to be a girl or a boy? You know what I mean? Like, how do we give them that much range to say they know when it's time or what they are? I'm seeing kids as young as 6 years old, 5 years old, that's saying like, I was born a girl, but I want to be a boy, or I was born a boy, I want to be a girl.
Right.
How are we? How are we okaying it? Not saying that, but we're not okay saying that. Okay, under 18, you don't know what you're doing until you turn 18. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't. And then Effie asked the question, what would make it fair? It's fair. She said it's fair what is needed. I'm like Otis. There's nothing that will make it fair. We can't walk around looking to make things fair. Right now, at this point in time, I think everybody's just accepting things because it's happening. You accepted the transgender bathroom because it happened. You accepted when they made a restroom a family restroom instead of having bathrooms divided like they used to, male, female, boy, girl. There's a lot of
I understand. Well, there was a lot of gripe about the transsexual or transgender bathroom. It was a lot of gripe about that.
but you had to accept it because it happened.
The
So
family
what?
bathrooms.
So is it fair? I don't think anything will ever be fair. I don't think there's anything. I'm with Otis. I don't think anything would ever be fair. And she said, what role does equality play in this conversation? All of it, but we would never be equal. Women,
It can't be
women.
equal. It cannot be equal if it's not fair. That doesn't make sense.
What's fair
Hey,
is 90 miles north of Cincinnati.
OJ, you better speak it. Revelations won't know a season from a season. Come on now.
You better say it. We all
Anything
about getting.
goes. Anything's accepted. They throw it in your face, whether it's on TV, where it's on the radio, whatever.
Right.
It used to be a time where, it was boundaries to certain things. Now it's like anything goes. You have to accept it now. If not, it's not fair. You're against my rights. You know what I mean? She said
You,
equality.
yeah, you tell me what equality had to do with this conversation, because if I'm a woman or if I'm a man trying to change myself to be a woman, you tell me about the equality when it comes to that part. We as women are always trying to fight to be equal on somebody's level playing field, especially when it comes against a man.
Exactly.
So why are we going to sit back as women who's always fighting for equality, to be equal, to be on the same playing field as a man? Why would we sit back and not say anything about, or you can say what you want to say because it really doesn't matter. People don't care what you
Mhm.
say. So why are we going to sit back and agree to, I'm not going to let my child play football when, if she want to change her sex, I'm not going to let her get out there on the football field and get pummeled by a man. That's not going to happen.
Just because she's
Not
trying to
gonna happen.
prove a point, just because she's trying to prove a point that she is male now, like
Ain't
no.
nothing to make it fair. We've been trying to make things fair for years. And we still trying to make it fair. You said I keep equity, not equality. My bad. My bad. My apologies. I get a little.
She
I get
she
a
got a little
little.
passion. She digress.
I get a little excited. And let me say this: everything has a price.
That's true.
Everything has a price. I don't care how you do it, where you do it, who you do it with, and especially if it's something national. If it's something that's making the news and hit the headline, everything pretty much has a price. But at what price are you willing to pay to allow this to take place or this to happen? Now, like I said, I ain't got to worry about it, but I don't want to see nobody else's child hurt or injured or whatever the case may be.
I don't either. But my thing is this: like, how is it so easy for everyone, all these different people, to get rights and get fairness when we still, as African Americans, been fighting for fairness? All of these categories are getting fairness or getting fair treatment or feeling like they need to be treated fairly. There's all these rules and bills made. When are we going to be treated fairly as African Americans?
and we won't. Once again, you asked the question. So going back, what would make it fair? Nothing. There is nothing that can make it fair. Now we can even go off topic of this. You want to talk about fair, but
Let's
I
go.
like
Let's
trying to
do it.
stay.
Let's do it. This is
I like
what we
trying to
do. Let's
stay
do it. Let's
focused.
do it.
Yeah, and then we still fight.
Listen, right, Efi.
We
You
still
yeah, you
fight.
got all these doctrines. I got all these laws about I want to be treated fairly. I'm gay or I'm transgender or I'm this. When is our turn?
But my thing is this. Let me say this. The reason why we as women feel like we need to be more educated than men is so we can possibly be on the same playing field, but we still will never be. I don't care if you got 1,000 PhDs behind your name and every PhD means something else. Does that make you equal? Will things be equal? Will you ever be equal? And I'm like, equity, nothing, it ain't got nothing to do with equity. I'm with Otis on that. Has nothing to do with that. We always gonna be fighting. So is it fair? It'll never be fair. We'll never ever see fairness. Ever see fairness. Like I said, if you live in Cincinnati and you drive 75 north, you're gonna hit Fair, Ohio. That's about the only fair you're gonna get to. It's a little small town. It's called Fair, Ohio. Look it up on the map. Now you'll get there. That's the only fair that I know you're
Spell it
gonna
out.
get
Spell
to
it out. Hey, spell it out for me. Is it
that.
F-A-R, Which one is it?
FAIR. You say fair. You're going right on up the street. Fair, Ohio. Look it up because it's definitely on the map. It's 90 miles north of Cincinnati. Going north. You run right into it. That's the only fairness you're going to ever get into. That's the only fair you're going to ever actually be able to touch. So get out your car and when you just touch the ground, that's Fair, Ohio. So I'm just saying,
Because at these rates, you ain't even be going to the Ohio State Fair, okay?
Hey, log in, do whatever you want to do, Ify. What's going on, Red? What's up? That's right.
Hey,
You know,
boy,
we
we
I'm
talking.
just telling the
Hey,
truth.
Red,
We try to keep it 100 up in here.
you know what I'm saying? 1,000%.
You know, I ain't out here professing to know it all. I don't. But
Mm-mm.
I like to be as honest as I possibly can. Life ain't fair. Is life
Nope.
fair?
Nope.
Girl, you about to make me say, get up out of here with that fair bull crap. Life ain't fair. So doing the transgender in sports ain't fair. It won't. This is my personal opinion. It would never be fair. I don't want my sister or brother or cousin or nephew to be somewhere in an environment where they tried to they have changed their sex or their gender just to be a part of a club. And what club is that?
But
So
then not even that, but even not just in that, even in the inclusion piece, even in them being included, it's excluding those who were born naturally, whatever they were. If I'm born naturally a girl, you're excluding that because you're gonna win at everything. If you're a male that's competing with women, you're going to win. You're going to dominate because you're a male. I know that you're identifying as female now, but you're going to win, which is going to what? Make those that are female feel some kind of way.
exactly.
And vice versa the same. It's
And yes,
exclusion. It's
right.
inclusion,
And yes,
yet it's exclusion.
exactly. And yes, we also said that that was a disadvantage
That's
for
right.
others that they're going up against. And my thing is the fact of the matter is, I'm not saying that I want
Oh,
it to be fair.
okay,
It
OJ.
ain't gonna ever be fair.
Life
It's
ain't fair.
there's
Listen,
nothing. Tell me something that's fair.
God's favor ain't fair. Okay,
That's what the word said. Favor ain't fair.
listen.
But I got it. But favor ain't fair. Thanks, Otis.
Yes,
My thing is
OJ.
this. What's fair? Name me something fair. I named you one thing. I told y'all, look it up on the map. It is Fair, Ohio. And trust me, it
She
is
named
definitely
that,
90 miles.
Ohio State Fair. You know what I mean? Like we can just keep going on with these fairs.
I didn't say I wanted it to be fair. We're saying it's not fair. What can make it fair? What will make it fair? Leave it alone. And it still probably ain't gonna be fair, but leave it alone. If it ain't broke,
Don't
why you
face
trying
it.
to fix it? No, Otis, it's Fair, Ohio. Look it up. Fairborn is right there. Trust me when I tell you, Otis. It is not Fairborn. It's Fair. It's 90 miles north. I tell you what, Otis, when you come back home, you gonna run into it. It's on 75 north, 75 south. It's on 75. It's when you trust me. I done drove that road many a times going to Toledo to see my people. It's Fair, Fair, and it's 90 miles. When you hit that 90-mile mark, it's Fair,
Music.
Ohio. Where you look up when you come through this mug on Friday. How
Oh
about you
wow.
look?
Okay.
How about you look it up? How about you see Fair? And matter of fact, I'm gonna send you Fair, Ohio to your cell phone tonight.
so you can make sure you go that route on your way here to
I don't know
Cincinnati.
why folks be doubting me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, don't look,
I don't
don't
think
question me.
No, I don't think he doubts you. I don't think he doubts you.
Right. It's fair. Trust me. It is definitely Fair,
He's
Ohio.
Cincinnati.
That's how I know. You know, I only try to talk about the stuff that I know. So let you, oh Lord Jesus. What?
Wait a minute now. How
What
y'all
up?
doing? How y'all doing?
What's
How y'all
going on, Miss?
Hey,
What's going on? I'm in here. Look, okay.
talk about it. Look
Yeah,
at
talk
you.
about
Get
it.
in the
Come
middle, girl.
I'm trying to eat my dinner. I couldn't take it. Well,
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all over the world, welcome Miss Bell. She has been a long time pop in, pop out. You know, she started with the Tuck Radio when we first started 3-4 years ago. So she have a tendency to pop in. Yes, I need a haircut too.
I had to, I wasn't camera ready, but I had to get in here. Now,
Let's hear
my
it.
question is,
What's your question?
you keep saying it's not fair. So my question is what would make it fair?
Leave it alone.
To walk it back? Well, leaving it alone is going to mean it's going to stay the way it is.
Well, that's fine.
Do we need to walk it back? Is that what you're saying? Rescind what was done?
Why is anybody trying to allow transgenders to play on anybody's sports field or anybody's sports court?
They didn't call me. I'm just saying, what would make it fair? Because we can always talk about the issue, the problem, why I don't like it. But if we also got to talk about the solutions, right? And so if the solution you're asking for,
come on,
you got to be in the know, OJ. So if the solution you're asking for is for them to rescind the executive order, right? Like, what are we asking for? Like, I think if we're not specific about what the ask is, what is the request? Or are we saying rescind it and then give a different opportunity for those students or for those individuals? Do we need to create something else? And now let me just say this for the record too.
Say it for the record.
Equality is not equity.
You're right. I was reading it wrong.
Okay, I just had to get in here because I ain't thinking.
She like, I know.
But equality, equity is about ensuring that those who have a different need, that their needs are supplemented to get us to equal, right? So we might all need shoes, but you might need one shoe. You might need a shoelace. You might need a pair of boots. So just to give everybody a pair of tennis shoes with laces in it is dumb. That don't never get us nowhere, right? Like, how do I get what I need? So if there is a need to play sports and I am a transgender, what is the solution?
I like your idea of creating a separate team. If that's what you want, if that's what, that idea being on the table is definitely, because again, you're going to get there's going to be a lot of abrasiveness. As much more abrasive as this conversation that we're having, but yeah, creating your own lane, creating your own spaces, that if that's what you're doing.
It's a pushback. Oh, here we go. We're gonna have a real talk.
Hey,
yes. This is what we do, people. Welcome, OJ. Welcome.
So when she said equity, I was like, oh, well, I'm on the National Social Equity Equality team at KW. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect for me. Yeah, equity has nothing to do with it though, for real.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, and listen, I got love for everybody, but she has that tree hugger mentality, and that's how I got into it with the other person the other day.
Not you. He's not calling you a tree hugger. He calling
I'm saying, like when a person plays that devil advocate role and they say, well, they say, well, why not? Right? Okay. So, let's use the Mike Tyson example as an example. So if Mike Tyson get in the ring and he punch some person, I'm just going to call him a person. They punch a person and he severely kill them in a ring, then what?
Well, then it's on them because they ain't have to get in the ring if they know the cost.
Man, listen, that's just not right. Period.
It's not right.
But that's what I keep saying. What's
not fair? It's not fair.
There is no
make it fair.
There is no fair.
OJ, let me just say this for the record, for my defense of myself, because I feel a little shade get on the show. It is my role to play the dissent. That's what I do.
That's cool. That's cool. Don't make it right though. That's cool.
I ain't making it right. I'm just saying what would make it equitable, or what would be possible. What's
the church say?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't camera ready. I don't know what it's called.
I thought you said what the church say. I was like, the church said amen. But it's not right.
What is it?
There's nothing that we can do or say to make it right. There's nothing that we could do or say to rescind it, because we know
it was an executive order, right?
No, he signed the bill. It hadn't gone to, they hadn't passed it yet. He just signed it. It ain't nothing happened with it yet, I don't think. And then again, I don't know. I just saw him signing paper, and they said he was signing the bill to allow transgenders to play sports. And I just don't think that should be allowed. I think that if they should leave it the way it is. I get it. I support the LGBT community. You know, that's fine and dandy. You know, I love them to death. But at some point, some things we can't continue to fight. I mean, there's some things that we just got to let go. I am not going to be ever equal to Otis Wellborn. It just ain't going to happen. And vice versa. It just ain't going to happen. We'll never be equal on an equal playing field. We can do whatever we can, however we can do it. But will we ever be on this equally on the same playing field? I feel we won't.
I don't want equal. I ain't advocating for equal.
Well, some people are.
You said equity, though.
I said equity. I didn't say equality.
Well, I'm saying equity, but equity has nothing to do with it, though.
Okay. Tell me more.
I mean, equity comes with, like, you know, inclusion with jobs, equity, you know, because that's something that we've been working on at, you know, at the organization I work at, you know, trying to get more people of color in leadership roles. I can honestly say I'm probably like one of 8 people of color to have my CEO role in like all of 160,000 people at KW. So it's a lack of thereof. So yeah, but you know, you have to create opportunities, right? And people have to be included. But like this topic that they're talking on, it's not necessarily something that you can say there's an equity lane.
Yeah, but I don't think equity as it is defined and created is exclusive and where it can be applied. It's a word. It's a term with a definition, be applied where applicable.
But use it in the right context, though.
Right, and I don't think this conversation, I don't feel the conversation.
You can use equity in education, in the work field, in the finance field. If you can use it in the housing industry, why would we then exclude a business organization, which is sports?
Because those things that you named had nothing to do with someone changing.
Say it again. But you know, but then you're still using the same equity lens in the workplace. LGBTQ. They want the same equity rights in the workplace. They want them in the education space. They want them right here in the sports field.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that at all.
So then are you saying when it comes to that group that equity is not a word that can be applied to them?
I'm saying that if you decide to just anyway identify yourself differently, and then you decide that you're gonna, because you weigh the same as Mike Tyson and you get in the ring with him, I'm saying you're asking for trouble, is what I'm saying.
Now, would that match gains get any kind of equity? Of course, just because.
I mean, to give handicap, that ain't nothing but
equity. Will it maintain it? No, it won't.
You get a golf handicap, so you could be equitable to play against the rest, right? That's what a golf handicap does.
That's different too. It can
always be different. So that's the thing. Like, it's always different until
you can be. It don't matter. You can be anything and play golf.
You're comparing like oranges to apples.
Yes, Tanya.
What are we comparing?
Tanya said women.
Are we comparing the opportunity for them to play? Are we comparing their physical bodies? What are we comparing then?
You have to.
Tanya. That's what Tanya said.
Are you familiar with what happened in Connecticut?
No, she didn't read the article. She don't care nothing about sports.
No.
Okay. So what happened was there were two.
Is that
people.
the MMA?
No. It was track. So 2 people in Connecticut, they won first and second all throughout the events, and they went state and they won first and second. Okay. So the parents in Connecticut are in uproar because they felt like their daughters got dominated.
Because
everybody wants a trophy.
No. Why did they why did they feel dominated? Why did they feel like their daughters was dominated, Otis?
Because they ran against people that were originally guys.
Exactly. Which is the topic, transgender sports.
But I'm still asking, what are we comparing?
We're not.
Men, we're not. But because you can't compare a woman.
There is no competition.
You can't compare a woman to a man or a man to a woman.
The mentality, not just the physical, but the mentally, it's two totally different things.
I mean, that's why in like the sport of boxing, people weigh in. They get weighed in, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm saying it's a difference between you weighing the same as Mike Tyson and you get in there and he destroys you. It's a total different. Y'all bodies are built different, etc.
Let's just take another instance. Let's go another route. Tumbling. A guy could be a phenomenal tumbler, and I've seen some great male tumblers.
Okay.
Who has an advantage if he decides that he wants to now be a female? His legs are still stronger. His arms are still stronger. His endurance is probably going to be a little longer than the female. So more than likely, who do you think may win? I mean, phenomenal. I have seen some phenomenal tumblers.
So give me an example where the man we aren't quantifying the man as better than the women. So give me an example where the situation is reversed.
Look at Jenner, Carly Jenner, whatever his name used to be.
Caitlyn.
I'm talking about in sports.
Caitlyn. He was a phenomenal
Olympics.
He was an Olympic gold medalist.
Mm-hmm. No. My question is, you just gave me an example about some track. You just gave me an example about whatever that other sport was, tumbling. Boxing. They just boxing, right? There was just an MMA article in the news, in the whatever, right? But I'm saying, give me an example, because each of those examples, what is being demonstrated and reinforced is that men are better than women.
Pretty much.
So I'm asking to give you the flip side.
Not better.
Where women enter the man sport and are beating them because they're a woman. Give me an example.
Where?
I'm asking y'all.
There's none.
How we know that?
Because if it was, trust me, it's social media, the news, and everybody
heard about
it. And you know we
reported it by now.
So okay, so there was a I think there's now a female general manager or some sort of like a coach or something for like an NFL team. I think. And then there was like in college there was a kicker, but that's it.
I said
playing the sport, not coaching the sport.
A kicker, a female kicker from Vanderbilt University
was better than the boys.
She did not change her. She's not a transgender. She didn't try to change.
She's a female.
She's still a female.
But was she better than the boys?
They gave her the opportunity to kick. Now, I ain't on the team. I ain't the coach. I can't say if she better than the other kicker, but they did allow her as a female to kick the ball, and she did it more than once.
I think that's kind of different though. It's not the same conversation as
that
a male being a female. You know, it's just not the same thing.
I haven't seen one. I haven't seen a female that's turned into a male who has now been on anybody's team to do anything. I've never seen that, and they have beat out an actual male. I haven't seen that. Haven't read it. Hadn't popped up. I ain't even dreamed about it. So I ain't never seen it. Okay. Is it out there? Don't know. But if it was out there, trust me, we would know about it.
Yeah, I was on I was listening to the Nathan Ivey show and they were talking about it on there. They were just saying how there's parents in uproar about it in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
It was like
it's an unfair. It's a disadvantage.
All right. So what about the in this case? What about a
There it is.
That's like saying, why can't an adult play kid sports?
Well, because there's weight limits. And
that's
what are we comparing? Like if what we're comparing is our physical weight, size, height.
That's what we've been saying.
No,
where you been?
I asked y'all, what are we comparing?
That's
height, weight.
Are you not listening?
I wasn't listening because I was trying to eat dinner. I heard half of the first part.
She
But
said
what I'm saying,
genetically
like, so
men are
there
much
could be
bigger.
rules established, right?
Help of Jesus.
About weight, size, stature, no different than what you just said, right?
We've been saying that the whole show.
No, y'all. No. Did y'all say that that's a solution?
It's not a solution.
Why can't it be? Why can't there be a height, size, weight, stature?
It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter because physically, it just wouldn't matter.
So the two boys that are the two people that beat the two young ladies at the track team, is there some physical difference that could be measured to keep them out?
No, they got a dick.
They have a penis. That's it.
Wait a minute, where did
Or
it come
they had a penis.
from? I just heard some background.
So the people in the back.
I'm like, what?
That was me. My bad.
What people in the back? What the world?
Oh my god.
That was me. I apologize.
Looking
Hey,
at
look, the last person we want to chime in is Jabron. You know he gonna wow.
Hey, they
He
don't
gonna say something crazy.
Tuck Radio don't want this smoke right now.
hey,
Oh,
the people in the back.
You sound like the amen section.
Listen, I mean, perhaps she just missed it. We've been talking about like size and everything the whole
I've
show.
been listening the whole
Can we
time.
measure those things to make it?
You just never know what you're gonna get on Tug Radio. You got to tune in.
I've been listening the whole
But I'm
time.
saying, would that make it right? Right. So, like, you have this situation. Why can't those standards be applied in that track situation, in the boxing situation you just gave, in the MMA situation? Like, how come these measures aren't currently in place, or can the measures be adapted?
Because there's no weight restriction when it comes to track. It's only weight restrictions when it comes to physical, like,
But it
combat,
And,
physical combat.
why
and
can't
not
we
to
add
mention,
weight restrictions to track? Why can't we
Like
add
wrestling,
restrictions to track?
boxing.
No, listen.
well, wrestling has restrictions. Wrestling
Yeah.
has weight.
But I'm saying,
That's
why
what I'm
can't
saying.
we update
and
the
age restrictions.
If
Why
you
can't
want to
we
be,
update the restrictions?
if you're 300 pounds and you run a 9.9 100 meters, then you run 9.9.
I want to see that. I want to see it.
and you
Right,
gotta be
I'm
put out
saying
there.
though, I'm just saying in track there's no weight
Right.
restriction. There's
I
no
know
weight
there
restriction.
are none. My question is, why can't there be some?
Because of the LGBT community.
No.
Yes,
No,
it
with
is.
track, it's just about running. You're not having a combat sport against somebody.
I get that. I understand that. But she's saying there are no restrictions. Why not put restrictions on that specific sport?
Or all of them. Why not update all restrictions on all sports if the issue is that men who have decided to transform themselves are now carrying these physical components that make them unequal or not, like make them a threat or a danger? Why? That's the point. Yeah, like that's the whole point of weight restrictions in boxing.
You want to solve it?
And
I'm
I
gonna tell you how to solve it.
I'm good.
I
That's how you
said
talk.
the reason why they won't do it is because of the LGBTQ community. I said that because once again, everybody has accepted the fact that there's a transgender bathroom. They've accepted the fact that there's an LGBTQ community. So when you start putting restrictions on it because of the transgender, that is the one word, transgender.
Well,
If you put restrictions on it,
right?
then you start getting lawsuits
in here for safety measures.
Heck, I'm black.
But we putting restrictions in for safety measures.
Yeah, it would be great. But still, have you put restrictions in for safety measures on all the other stuff? Because if you look at, let's go Roll Tide. If you look at Dante from Alabama, the receiver, you know how small he is? He a prune. He's a little bit old raisin.
Right.
Compared to some of them other. So if you don't put a restriction on the fact his size, you're not going to be able to put a restriction on the fact that they're changing their gender so they can be a part of that. It's not going to happen. It would be nice.
You got 300-pound lineman that could hit him at any point.
Well,
But how
but
much?
that brings me back to my point earlier. Hey, you get in there, you willing to take the risk.
Yeah, but
then you end up like the family that's in Connecticut because it's not.
Well,
yeah.
I think what I would say about the family in Connecticut and potentially the other example is we have not made it clear and transparent for people to make the decisions right at this moment, right? So like,
No.
if I know I'm running against them, it's a whole nother thing if I don't know I'm running against them.
They shouldn't be allowed.
Thank you, amen section.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's right though. I mean, because at the end of the day, you know, me and you running next to each other is something totally different from you going squaring up on me and we're trading blows and you weigh 110 and I might weigh 225. It's a difference.
I got a question. I got a question. If LeBron James' son decide that he want to be a woman now, he a baller, and he said, I want to be a woman. I'm a woman, and I want to play in the WNBA or I want to play in women's college basketball at 6'5", 225. Who gonna stop him?
The restrictions.
Ain't no restrictions because
Ain't no restriction. They're not gonna put no restriction.
We giving rights to the transgenders, right? They can run with the guys that feel like they girls can run with the girls, right? So if that's what we're doing, then this nigga gonna average 800.7 steals a game.
They're not gonna have a restriction because you actually have some females that are 6'5" in the WNBA.
But are they 6'5" and 25?
But they cannot compete against him.
It's different though.
Ain't no way. There's no way, and there's nothing that's gonna change that.
The question is anybody in the WNBA right now built like LeBron?
Nobody.
No. The question is, can anybody in WNBA play in the NBA?
No.
And vice versa. And vice versa. Yep.
But the new rule would say they could.
No, it won't be. It won't happen.
No, because the league is privately. They're not going to allow that.
But if we started,
we're just talking about K to 12 college ball. And college.
They're not going. They don't want that.
No, we're talking about pros. Like it's a professional sport, and they got rules. Like that's just what it is.
No. I'm saying, does the new? So I didn't read it because I had other things to do, and sports is not my thing. So I'm not worried about it. My kids ain't in sports no more, so I got to focus on what I'm called to. But so is this new bill focused on a specific age bracket, right? So are you saying that this is like 0 to college as the age bracket for this, and it doesn't apply to
ain't no age
league sports like NBA, NFL, that kind of stuff? Or is
I'm not sure, but I do know in little league, all the way down to little league sports, there's age and weight. There's age and weight.
Still apply to all spectrums, or is it just like it's only little league, it's only high school, it's only like school? Is it only sports that are funded by private dollars, public dollars? Like,
it would if they allow this, it would get into all of that. What you're talking about, they would have to.
Well, but I thought I heard that the NFL, NBA are private entities, so it doesn't apply to them. That's why I was asking the question of the private public dollars.
Oh, they're not going to have it. It's too much money. Now that's where your equity is. It's too much money in the NBA and the WNBA, and they're not going to allow that to happen.
Okay.
It's enough with the NFL allowing women to be assistant coaches. They ain't even changed nothing. They're just assistant coaches. That's a milestone.
Just think about how much uproar it was about just having the words Black Lives Matter across the basketball court.
Man.
That alone, it took years to get to that. And
it did, but the NBA, they finally got it right.
The league has been majority black practically from the start.
That's just the beginning. They ain't got it right.
Well, it's the beginning. We're going to get on board.
Like Otis said, it's a start. It's just a start. I mean, look at what they did when they lift every voice and sing. They wanted to play it before a football game or something, or to be the national anthem. Do you not know how much they had a fit? So
and listen, that's just to bring awareness. That's not, involved in any, changes or nothing with anybody. It's just bringing awareness.
This bill is they want this bill to be a permanent.
Well, but all bills can be changed. Nothing's permanent. Somebody got to do the work.
Do the work.
Or then call Ify to that. But I'm just saying, if you feel called, amen. Get on your lobby.
But
I'm just saying that the devil's advocate
is a tree hugger.
You ain't
that tree hugger mentality is dangerous in this conversation. It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
It isn't dangerous. I think my thing is like, I want to say this. We can say something is not right, not fair, not this, not that, not the other. But my question still is, what is the solution? Because you can't expect people to take action if they don't know what action you want them to take.
Okay, now I could be wrong, but I think Tuck earlier was trying to allude to the fact that she said she was Black. Like, in other words, she was saying like she can't decide tomorrow that she's a different race.
No. I'm talking about the bill.
No, right. But what I'm saying is, based on what you're trying to advocate for, is it all fair for Tuck to tomorrow to decide she's a different race?
If she
based on these rules, she could.
Well,
right?
what I'm saying, so if there was a bill that said tomorrow you get to pick whatever race you want to be, and then we get on here and say that ain't fair, what is the solution?
There is none.
Rescind? There is. It is
there
either
is none.
rescind
We were born Black.
No. It's either we rescind the bill, we challenge the bill, or we leave the bill alone.
We're gonna challenge it.
So that's what I'm saying. Like
a bill has nothing to do with my natural born skin color.
Just because you gave race, I'm just saying. If they
you see what I'm saying?
Bill,
like there's nothing that you could put on paper that could actually change the fact the scent of my skin.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation, and we out of time.
But there's nothing that's gonna change the fact that there's nothing that's gonna change the fact that when I was born a woman. I mean,
at the end of the day, I'm not asking for that to change. So I'm saying somebody did something that you don't like. What do you want?
Heck, I don't like it. I don't care what. I just don't like it.
And then
you don't have to.
And I don't have to like it.
To leave well enough alone.
I don't have to like it.
I'm just saying, like, we have to formulate our ask.
You can't change nothing that I don't like.
Yeah, if you don't like this bill, we can say we don't want the bill no more.
There's man's law and there's God's law.
I don't agree with that.
And
the Bible also says that we have to abide by the laws that we live in.
Of the land.
I
don't agree with the
bill. I don't agree with it.
No,
but he also says that you should be in the world, not of the world.
They're not giving me the bill to vote on.
That's what I just said.
The tree hugger said. I'm just kidding.
They're not giving me the bill to vote on. The bill is in the house.
Bill. It's not a law. So
yeah. I can't vote on it.
Bills can be changed. Bills can be rescinded. Bills can be removed. They do it all day long.
Exactly. But who's gonna do that? You and I ain't gonna do that because we ain't.
I said I didn't want to. But
I mean, there were all kind of laws that were passed that we don't believe in. Like, I don't believe in stop and frisk. I don't believe in that.
Yeah. What'd you do about it? Just not believe in it?
Well, first, about it.
Yeah. But we don't have to believe in it though. It's not right. And in all fairness, that law was built around Black people. Let's keep it real.
But many places have done away with it. Why? Because people advocated for a change.
Because people died.
It was unconstitutionally wrong from the start.
Right.
But we still had to make noise about it because
unfortunately people lost their lives and then they made an uproar about it. But it was in place for years.
Well, we already
unfortunately that's when it all happened.
This one. So how many people got to die for us to make a change? I'm just saying. They just said in that what's that MMA, that unnecessary fighting thing. You know, they be in that ring fighting each other.
The octagon.
Yeah, that's a whole nother discussion. That to me is an unnecessary sport. But nevertheless, they was talking. The one article I did read somebody crushed somebody's skull because of this exact thing you're discussing. So I'm saying, how many people, just like you said, how many people had to die for people to realize, hey, that wasn't right. It wasn't right from the beginning, but now we have the energy to make a change because we have the noise to raise an issue, right? So I'm just saying, like, no different than what's the no knock warrants.
Well, part of it, part of it is that's why they weigh in, and that's why they also test for drugs and stuff like that. So to make sure these athletes are not taking, enhancements and all that other stuff.
And that's a male to be on a female team is an enhancement
and a disadvantage.
Well, there's your exclusion rule.
And then you have to be in a position to make things of this nature change and not happen. We ain't in that position. We can get on all day about what we like and don't like, what we agree and disagree with. But if we ain't in the position to make anything or do anything about it, I ain't in the sitting in the house. I'm not in there. I'm not up there.
Well, but I won't say I agree with you on that one. What
can you do about it then?
Listen, change.
You gonna write to your senator
if that's what it takes. But again, let me just say this for disclaimer.
What are you gonna do with it?
I'm not that like passionate. I'm right to my senator about other things. But I'm just saying, like, if that's what I'm willing to commit to, if I'm passionate about, right? You committed to just using your platform to bring awareness to there needs to be a change, or people need to be aware of what just occurred. That's your active engagement in the advocacy for the need for change. Right. So I'm just saying, like, everybody's can look different, but you still got to make a decision that change is something you want to have.
Do you have to?
Well, you ain't got to do nothing but stay black and die.
Bam. Okay. Now, so you got
whatever you are and die. That's it.
So you got your own answer to your own question. How about that? What you gonna do about it?
Answer herself.
Stay black and die.
But that does not mean you should not do it.
Just saying, you just answered your own question.
If you should do it, I don't believe that. Like that, I said the only thing you have to do.
Well, you just answered your question.
I mean, listen, even in the box of sporting, in the sport of boxing, though, right? Everything make a difference. The weight of the gloves, everything, how they tape their hands, what they weigh, etc. Like all that play a factor.
Yeah, but drug it was all the result of what?
Huh?
But all of that came about because of what?
To make it an even fit, to make it an even
playing field.
For men.
Because somebody got hurt, somebody didn't like it.
No,
because it wouldn't be fair no other way.
But listen, two people weighing the same amount of weight somebody can get killed. It's been people that died in the ring from an aneurysm to the head, punch to the head or whatever, to the temple.
I mean, that's another sport I don't know that we necessarily need.
But you look at the size that let's go back to Mike Tyson. Look at his size compared to Evander Holyfield. Mm-hmm. But they still had to go through the same process in order to get into the ring.
Mm-hmm.
But who came out on top other than when Mike bit his ear? I mean,
I don't watch the sport.
No, I think if you research, you'll see. I think the guy's name was Tua. He was real short, but he was the same weight as Lennox Lewis. But when they fought in the ring, they were able to do it based on weight. But it was a clear height disadvantage. Like Lennox Lewis is probably like, I don't know, 6'5", and Tua was like 5'9" or something crazy. But it was based on weight. It was based on weight.
Did they update the rules and say now it's weight and height, or it's still just weight?
It's still the same.
It's just weight.
Certain weight class, heavyweight, lightweight.
Passionate about the height part.
I don't think they're passionate about it. I just think it's something that's been in place for a long time. I'm not gonna say it's passionate. Nobody's passionate about too much of anything, but then again, they are. But that, as far as boxing, it's a weight class. It's always been a weight class.
Yeah. Yep. And actually, it's some weight classes that separate themselves by like 5 pounds, and it make a difference.
Right.
Adrian Broner, he started, I think, at like 130, 135, then he went to 140. It's a difference.
Yeah.
It's a difference.
1 pound makes a weight in boxing. If you over by 1 pound, you lose your title.
Go to
You
church.
lose all of that stuff.
Go to background.
I lost a friend of mine that got punched by a guy. She died. Like if he would have hit another dude, the dude would have lived. But just the pure brunt of a man punching a female, or you know what I mean. So boxing is men were created to hunt. We're hunters. We're predators. You know, that's what our bodies were built for. That. You know, so when a guy jumps on the track with a female, he's gonna be dominant. He might not be as dominant because some females was dope, but in the Olympics, you're not gonna see no transgender nigga running against the females.
In a competition,
apparently.
in a competition, whether in cheerleading, would you want a guy in a competition with your daughter out there in doing competition with cheerleading? Because
they have
some of these guys.
Yes, because
some of these guys are really good.
They already have that.
Yeah, they already got that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it happened.
My baby already competed that.
But there are no restrictions. That's the point I am making. There were no restrictions.
Still beat them.
It don't matter. There was no restrictions.
Yeah, but I'm still
but what? No restrictions.
The GOAT when it comes to cheerleading.
There was no restrictions.
I don't
care who the mouse is. There was no restriction. My point. No restriction. Did nothing change in that competition.
Sandy, I said it wrong. It's UGLY. You ain't got no alibi. You ugly. You ugly.
For sure. What's up, Robert?
What's up, Robert? Thanks for tuning in.
We over here clowning right about now. But for the people in the back, it's been a real good conversation. It's been fun. It's been exciting. Hey, let me know when you want to jump in, like OJ and Miss Bell. We'll let you jump in.
You not able to hear and see anything on Tuck Radio.
But be ready.
It's entertainment.
Sometimes the conversation is heated. And it is entertainment. That's all we do this for. It's entertainment.
Hey, listen though, I got some things cooking. I can't say it yet, but just stay tuned and I will release it on y'all show, I promise.
Hey, I got some things cooking too. I can't tell.
We all got some cooking. I got some cooking. Hey, you heard it here first.
Hey,
on Tuck Radio.
I got some cooking on the stove right now. Dinner.
You know what I'm saying? They talking about stuff cooking my food.
Like, wait a minute, hold on.
Hey, we all cooking up in here. It's just a matter of what's your temperature?
Well, I don't know. Perhaps we need a restriction on the temperature.
There go the tree hugger. There go that tree hugger again. Hugging the tree. It's always one hugging the tree.
We gotta get her a shirt to say tree hugger.
Tree hugger. I am a tree hugger.
I am not.
I am a tree hugger. Otis, that's a great name. That is a great name, Otis. Yeah, tree hugger. I'm gonna have to know. That's your new name, friend.
I don't even know what y'all talking
tree hugger. Like tree hugger.
My first name.
We can't read.
Candlelight my light.
My light. Now.
Tree hugger underneath it.
I think a pair of tree earrings.
Hey, we love y'all. Otis, on the way down on the road, be extremely careful coming down Friday. But I'm gonna tell you.
Hey, go through Fair.
It's gonna pass. I'm gonna send you the link. It's Fair, Ohio. Trust me when I
coming to y'all live from Michigan right now.
It's snowing.
The streets are clear, but we got like 3 inches yesterday.
Yeah, it's snowing here. We got a winter weather advisory.
I
ain't trying to go nowhere. I gotta go to work tomorrow. Thank you, Lord, for the job.
Amen.
But
all right, I gotta check y'all weather because I'm supposed to come down there.
Well, we don't get much. You know how this place is. We don't get as much as Michigan, but safe travels. And I'm telling you, I'm gonna send you that link to it's Fair, Ohio. Trust me, I'm gonna send it to you when we get off the phone.
I believe
and you're gonna see it. It's on 75.
She gonna send you a road
Send you a road map.
map.
A road map.
I believe you.
I'm telling you, I used to travel that road all the time, back and forth to Toledo. And Fair, Ohio is 90 miles north.
But look, that means I pass it all the time then.
And you don't pay no attention. That's a shame. What's the requirements on that? Pay attention.
You a mess.
Hey, y'all, did y'all catch my jingle on Nathan's show? I've been playing my jingle on Nathan's show, by the way.
I don't listen to him. I be working during the daytime. I can't listen to
real niggas don't have time to listen to him.
Yeah, I work. I don't have time. I'm sorry. I love Nathan. I do. I love Nathan, but I can't listen to him. I don't have no radio or nothing. I know I can log online, but I be busy. I really do. But I love Nathan Ivy, and he has some great. If I knew that, I probably would listen to it. He has some great people that come on, and he has some great topics that he talks about. So I do love Nathan, but I don't get a chance to listen to him because I'm working. I don't get a chance to listen to what's that other man?
I think I'm gonna be on there next week. I think so.
I don't get a chance. What's that other man name?
Are we doing our quotes so we can get to our food?
Lincoln Ware. I don't even get a chance to listen to Lincoln.
Hey, Otis,
unbelievable.
Send me your jingle. So I can promote, help you out, man.
All right. Inbox me an email. I'll send it to you.
All right, bet.
Is it the same jingle I got?
I think so.
Because your last jingle was dope.
It's the same one, man. It's the same one.
Because the one I heard was like this: UGLY, you ain't got no alibi.
Oh Lord.
The Wellborn experience.
The Wellborn experience. Great. Anyway,
what's the inspirational quote? What's the inspirational quote?
We went way beyond the time, but it's okay. It's fun.
Yes.
We get to
burning up, girl.
What's your inspirational quote?
I got two for y'all today.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Y'all ready? So you've got to learn to leave the table when love is no longer being served. Nina Simone. And quiet isn't always peace. And the norms and notion of what isn't always justice. Amanda Gorman.
Okay. Mr.
All
right.
What do you have for the good people?
Mine is trouble ain't always trouble. Trouble is a lesson getting you ready for your blessing.
All right.
Oh, TDJ, okay.
Mine is real simple. If you can't change the people around you, change the people around you.
24/7. And y'all know me, I try to keep things simple. But if you being around some people ain't gonna make you better, why are you wasting your time? And on that note, y'all know what I say. It's always better to give than it is to receive. And guess what? We out of here until next